The views expressed on this program are not those of IntellectualRadio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady Rochelle.
Hello. This is Lady Rochelle with Warriors Talk. We are moving away from awareness towards action on this Health and Wellness Monday. I am so grateful that you have decided to dive into our topic with us. New Year's resolutions, are they worth it? We are live on Intellectual Radio. You can catch us on intellectualradio.com. You can go to YouTube as well as Facebook. And before my show, you can catch the Drive at 5 with Roman. So keep it locked in at Intellectual Radio. The show is being sponsored by Allstate with Paula Kelly. She's located at 327 East Glenwood Lansing in Glenwood, Illinois. She specializes in all of your insurance needs. It's also being sponsored by Emmanuel Church of God in Christ with my pastor, Michael Richardson. We are located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago. And at Emmanuel, we are building upon a solid foundation. Don't forget to follow me, Lady Rochelle, on all forms of social media. Just type in at Warriors Talk with the number 1. So our in week 3 of New Year's, right?
Yes.
So many people have put in place their New Year's resolutions. So we're going to talk about that today, some of the successes, the failures, give you some statistics as well. But I wanted to recognize this particular day that the government has set aside for Dr. Martin Luther King, right? So we are celebrating him on today. So I'm excited about that because most of us would not be where we are today if him and the rest of his people that follow along with him would not have fought for us. So our quote today is actually going to be from Dr. Martin Luther King. And the quote is, "You will change your mind, you will change your looks, you will change your smile, your laugh, your ways, but no matter what you change, you will always be the same." So I have with me today, she's not a stranger to the mic. She's not a stranger to the show. She's one of my experts that helps me on Health and Wellness Mondays. We have none other than Doc Michelle. She has 20 years experience in this business as a physician, and she's all about healthy solutions. So welcome.
Thank you.
And
Happy New Year to you too. It is a pleasure to be here today.
Yes, I'm excited about this topic today because so many of us mean well.
Yes.
Yes. And we want the tools to help us succeed in whatever plans that we have set forth for us for the new year. So we're talking about New Year's resolutions. Are they worth it?
Yes. So, we all start out with great intentions, right? We come off of the holidays. We may have indulged a little bit. And so we want to start the new year and we make these resolutions. But I think it's worth it because it's the opportunity to just refocus, right? Whatever happened in the last year, right? Maybe things didn't go as well. Maybe you didn't hit whatever that resolution was that you had stated in January of 2019. But it's just really a reset button for a lot of people. It's, the time to refocus on the things that they want to accomplish. So I do think it's worth it to make them, but it's how do we go about making it successful, right? And a lot of the resolutions that people make are related to lifestyle things, right? They want to lose weight. They want to exercise more. Maybe they want to quit smoking. That's a big one that we see in as a doctor. Or maybe they want to save more money. Maybe they want to take a big trip, right? So those things, we might have this big kind of picture of, we want to accomplish. But in order to make it really successful, I think about what's your short-term goal and what's your plan, right? And how do we get to that long-term goal? But definitely worth it.
So it's worth it to set the plans, but you have to be strategic when you do it and get someone to hold you accountable. So you mentioned some of the top 10 ones that everybody always set in place when it comes to New Year's resolutions. And I'm just wondering why we always set these same 10, because it seems like they're over and over every year, they're in the top 10. So you mentioned, we talk about exercise, losing weight, getting more organized. Some people want to learn a new skill, a new hobby. You want to live life to the fullest, right? You want to knock off everything on that bucket list, right?
Right. All at one time, right?
Exactly. And you mentioned we want to save money. We want to spend less in smoking because it's good for your health. Spend more time with family and friends, travel more, read more. So those are some of the things that we have set in place to help make us a better person and to live our life to the fullest. So, what do you think are some of the things that are getting in our way of us being successful?
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a few things, right? Well, part of it is life gets in the way, right? In the beginning, we're all very, very excited. We're like, oh yes, I'm ready. I'm gonna lose 30 pounds this month. I'm ready to go, right? And then life happens and we fall off, right? So what I, always kind of think about is during the process of life, it's not a straight line, right? We have peaks, we have valleys. The same thing is going to happen when we try to accomplish these short-term goals. You might decide that, yes, I'm going to eat healthier and I'm going to exercise every day, but if you miss a few days, don't beat yourself up about it, right? Forgive yourself. It's okay. I'm going to get right back on it and I'm going to keep going, right? One of the resolutions I made for myself this year, in full disclosure, is I am trying to get back exercising regularly because I started working from home last year and I thought I could do it all on my own. That's one of the things that can stop people too. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got everything I need at home. I can do it. I can do it. But really, in 2019, I probably gained 10 pounds because of just being at home. And I was trying to do it on my own. And I realized that we need help, right? We need a plan. You said someone to keep us accountable, right? That might be a friend or it might be a structured program that you're in, right? To kind of help you to set those goals and see if you meet it every day and celebrate the little goals that you might hit or help you to forgive yourself when you fall off track. So this year I started an organized kind of exercise group. And I have to say, it's only been 3 weeks, but just in the 3 weeks, what I see that's different is that having that group of mostly women who celebrate each other. When we go to class, we're high fiving. We're like, great to see you, see you next time. That helps, right? We're also, we have a Facebook group where we share healthy recipes. And so having that camaraderie helps you to be more successful as well.
I totally agree. I started my New Year's resolution in September. I didn't want to wait until the New Year, so I
Yes.
joined the gym because we had a special going on at work. And I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get in the gym. And I was trying to get people to do it with me, but nobody really, they didn't go follow through with it. So I just did it on my own. And I just go to the gym. I see the change in my body and I'm liking the change. So I
Yes.
know that it's working. So I just have to motivate myself. Now, I would
Yes.
like to have a gym boo. That's what I
Right.
call it. I
Right.
would like to have a gym boo to go to the gym to cheer me on and we challenge each other. But for right now, it's just me. But I do get challenged by looking at the people around me
Yeah.
and how dedicated they are and how they're consistent about what they're doing because you see the same faces when you
Yes.
go.
Yes.
So I do agree having some type of structured program to get you going because you're gonna see the best results,
Yeah,
to
and it's so
me.
important to, like you said, you have to have it in your mindset too that this is what you want to do, even though you don't have a gym boo, right?
Mhm.
To go to the gym with, and you've set a goal for what you want. And so a lot of it really is we do have to be self motivated in what is the long term goal, right? Yes, I want to exercise, I want to eat healthy, but long term, I'm looking at there's high blood pressure in my family, there's diabetes in my family, there's high cholesterol genetically in my family. So I'm trying to long term, avoid those things from happening to me. In the short term, yes, I want to feel great, I want to look great, and all of those things. But I'm also thinking in the back of my mind that, as I get older, that I want to keep and be healthy. And so the long term goal is that long term health. And short term goal is the energy you get, from it. So I think one of the things that does can help people kind of stay focused is thinking about what your short-term goal is. Get it in your mind that yes, I know this is what I want to do and nothing's going to stop me. And even if I kind of fall off, we talk about that a lot with patients who are quitting smoking, who, not because you had one or two cigarettes today means, the jig is up and you just go back to a pack. Forgive yourself. It's okay, right? Get back on it tomorrow because two is certainly less than 20, cigarettes. So we just have to really allow ourselves those peaks and valleys as we get to the goal.
Wow, I totally agree with that. What we want to do today is we want to encourage, we want to motivate individuals to don't give up on your New Year's resolution. So if you're just tuning in, this is Warriors Talking. We are live on Intellectual Radio. I'm talking to Doc Michelle. We're talking about New Year's resolutions. Are they worth it? And Doc is saying they are worth it. You just have to make sure that you're putting those goals in place, the long-term goals, the short-term goals, and you're changing the mindset. When you change the mind, then the behavior follows. So you have to make sure that you are not only holding yourself accountable, but you have somebody accountability partner or group,
It
structure
helps.
group to help you obtain your goal. We want to make sure that the reason why we're doing these things, I have diabetes in my family, high blood pressure runs in my family, cancer runs in my family. So with all of these things running in my family, the best weapon that I have is to exercise, to eat right, that I'm on top of my health. And then it trickles down to other people when they see you doing, girl, what are you
Yes.
doing? Every time they see
Yes.
me eating, and because I don't eat meat, and they be like, oh, she don't eat meat, that's why you're so skinny because you don't eat meat, and it's like, I do these things not to get attention, but I do them because it makes me feel better, that
Right.
energy. And I
Right.
know that I'm setting myself up to have a long, active life.
Yeah, yeah. And from a physician standpoint, a lot of the diseases that we are dealing with can be so greatly positively affected by diet and exercise, right? And so, and I think people really know that, and that's why they kind of set those goals, every year, because we're all on that mission, right? And it may not, you may not reach that particular goal that you set in January come December, but it's still a success, right? Whatever you were able to accomplish that year. But for me, it's really about health and wellness. And then we also talked about some of the other ones that people make, like saving money and being able to travel, right? How do you accomplish those goals, right? It's the same kind of thing. You got to start small, right? Because the end goal might be a trip to Africa, but we got to start with how are you saving, right? And any financial planner will tell you you have to make those savings automatic, right? Automatic savings from your job or from your bank account. They put in, the change right into those accounts. Just any little thing that you can incorporate. That's helped me, not having to think about saving the pennies or rounding up your dollar, right? So if one of your goals is financial, then you definitely should be speaking to a financial specialist, right? Because if we didn't learn that growing up, and really all the tricks and tools that you need to know to do that, we spin our wheels. We spin our wheels, and we don't get success with it, and then we forget it, right?
And we find ourselves in the same situation over and over because we didn't seek help. Well, another one of my resolutions was a house for this year. 2020 is my year to get a house. So what I did Saturday is I went to a financial literacy seminar
Awesome.
to get the information so that I can get myself situated. And they gave us so much information. They talked about what you just said with the change. They talked about the stash, the acorn, how when you go and you spend money, they take that change, they invest it, you leave it there, you don't do anything with it. They also talked about bank accounts where you can get and savings account where you're actually earning money, because at the regular bank accounts we know, and savings account we're not earning anything.
Right.
So they talked about like the online accounts that you can get where you're earning money with those accounts.
Yes.
And just being smart about where you put your money. Like one lady talked about, she put $50 under her mattress, and then people come and borrow it from her. She don't know how much is under the mattress. And the man said, well, put that in your 401k, roll it over in your 401k. You're giving it away when you could be saving that. And I think just knowing what to do and how to do it, and getting that information from someone who specializes in it. Because grandma put her money under a mattress. If the house burns down, guess what?
Right.
All that money is burning down with the house.
Good point.
Right. So we know we can't always go on what our parents and our grandparents did in the past. I wasn't taught financial literacy in my
Me
family.
either.
I remember my parents getting a house. I remember us eating chicken all the time because they were saving money for the house. So that's all we ate until we got that house. So I saw them saving. They knew how to do it to get the house, but they didn't teach us, okay, get the bank account, you save the money. If I give you allowance, you do XYZ with it. I wasn't taught financial literacy, so I'm learning the hard way.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, we are learning it older. I think if we can share that information as we are, and even educate our children, right? So they understand that, yeah, everything you make in your little job. I have a 17-year-old and I'm so proud of her because she does that, automatic savings. You round up to $1 and you put it in a little account, and you don't touch it and you just watch it grow. And so those are little experiences even now that we can learn so that as we get to adulthood, we're doing it differently because you're right. Our parents didn't teach us about that, right? They went to work as, and worked hard to put food on the table and just, get the things that we had. And, we're blessed now that we're able to offer our kids so much more. And part of that should be financial education.
It should be financial education. If you are tuning in to Warriors Talk, we are live on Intellectual Radio talking with Dr. Michelle, and we're talking about some of the things that we can do to make ourselves successful when we set up these resolutions. Because we know that year after year, we're setting up these resolutions. We're not being strategic about it. We're not even measuring exactly what we're doing. So how can we set up a system to where we're measurable in the things that we want to accomplish for the year?
Right. And so part of that is these short goals, write things down, right? You might have, a little journal that you can actually track what is my goal this week towards this resolution, right? And that goes for a lot of things that we do. But what is the goal this week? And how am I going to accomplish just this week's goal, right? That might be, if it's about eating, did you meal prep on Sunday night? Or did you plan? I always, when I'm talking to people about trying to go exercise, did you plan on the weekend what your week is going to look like so that you can be successful and say, okay, Tuesday is a light day for me. Thursday is a light day. Maybe I can get to the gym those days. Or you have it scheduled that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are my gym days. But part of it is those short-term goals, right, related to the lifestyle things. Same thing with financial goals is make the short term look at your situation and what are you really able to save. But we set these goals and we set lofty goals sometimes that are hard to reach, right, without a plan and a structure and really thinking about it and having a good support around you, right? Because if it's something that you've never done, you may not know. There may be other people that could give you information. You may not have looked at something a certain way, right? And so you can kind of work through some of those struggles and barriers as you're going through, how do I really go from I never move or exercise to now my doctor told me I need to lose 50 pounds and I want to do it, right? How do we start that process?
And do it the right way. So I agree, getting with a mentor or someone who's already accomplished that or is working at that or towards that to see how can I do it and have a long-term effect and not just because we all about quick fixes. How can I do this really fix?
Right.
We do the detox teas and we lose the 25 pounds and then a month later we gain it all back.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the long-term effect.
Yes. I always go back to it's really a lifestyle. When people are talking about what diet should I use to lose weight, people ask me that all the time, right? About a keto diet or a lemonade diet. And I'm like, no, it's really about a healthy lifestyle. What we really recommend is mostly plant-based foods, right? And then you can certainly use supplements to help boost your metabolism. You should be maybe using a protein shake to give you the protein you're not getting, depending on what, how busy your lifestyle is and so forth, right? But when people ask about, diets, I always tell them it's a lifestyle. And if you can just start eating fruits and vegetables, right, nuts and grains and things like that, which is basically the Mediterranean diet in short. Look it up if that's the one that we really promote. It's very heart healthy and excellent. So it's understanding, right, that there is no short-term fix to those lifestyle changes. It's really making healthy choices every day. Instead of, sugary beverages, you should be drinking water. People who see me on Facebook, I'm always talking about drinking a gallon of water, right? It's hard to get a gallon of water in, but if we set that goal, we can probably reach that. You can do it. And then again, if you're drinking more water, you're really not thinking about, drinking soda and Kool-Aid and sugary beverages that add empty calories onto our day, and that those little changes when you're trying to lose weight. I mean, the smallest thing I can tell someone out there, if you're trying to lose weight, is switch out your sugary beverages for water, and try not to eat your heaviest meal last, right? Because it's harder to digest that, and then it doesn't, you eat that meal and it doesn't get burned off as well. And so I've had patients before who tell me they switched out sugary beverages and stopped eating late at night, and they've lost weight. So there's, speak with your provider, speak with a nutritionist, get the help that can really help you to be successful. Get with, a group or, some accountability partner to kind of help guide you along the way. Don't do it on your own. Don't do it on your own.
I, I I agree. Don't do it on your own. So New Year's resolutions, are they worth it? So we're finding out that they are worth it, but you just have to be strategic about the way that you go about it. And I agree with the fruits and vegetables. When you decide that it is a lifestyle, then it becomes anything. It becomes a habit,
It becomes a
and
habit.
you're
Yes.
practicing it. So you're going to want to go towards those things. So I've learned that when I go to dinners or somebody invite me out, sometimes I eat before I go, or I put
Yes.
snacks in my purse
Yes.
because not
Great.
because 9 times out of 10 they're not gonna have food for me to eat.
Right.
And I get so angry sometimes when I go and I'm just like, everybody doesn't eat meat. What are your other
Right,
options?
right. Or right, if you're going out, even with friends, or if you know you're going out for a good time, right, and you know you're going to be tempted, I will sometimes, like you, I will eat a little light something beforehand, so I know first of all I got really wanted to get in, and I'll make sure I'm well hydrated and all of that, and that really can help. That can really help you to pass up on those bad things, when you're put in those situations where you're tempted.
And I know the water works because when I was doing the chemo, they would tell you to drink to flush out the toxins from your system. So since then, I that's all I drink is water when I go out. I mean, I don't even crave the caffeine anymore because water I know is just so much better for me. So it is a mindset change. You have to make sure that you make up in your mind why you doing these things, what you want your outcome to be. And if you get to the middle of the year and you felt like I'm a failure, what do they need to do?
No, no, right. So that's that right? We get there and we're like, oh my goodness, it is June and I do not have this summer body. I did not save what I wanted to save or whatever. Again, you're gonna forgive yourself, right? Life happens, and you just set those short goals again. Okay, so what do I even need to do to get started, right? If it's that you were going to exercise, right? What can I do to get started? It might be, if you haven't been doing anything, you just get outside and walk around the block, or you start again, you start over, right? Because people put so much pressure on January 1st, but like you started what you wanted to do in September. Don't get caught up into the hype of its New Year's and its New Year's resolution, right? And then, come June, you feel like you didn't accomplish that. Start over. If it was that I was going to call family more, I was going to keep it with family, and I just didn't do it those first 6 months, that's okay. Get started now. Pick up the phone and call them, right? So that's what I would say to people who end up, you get to the middle of the year and you're like, I didn't do what I wanted to do. That's okay, because somebody said January 1st is when you make New Year's resolutions. It can be any time of the year.
It could be any time of the year. So what we want to do, we want to know some of your New Year's resolutions. If you're tuning in on any type of social media, let us know in the comments what your New Year's resolutions are, how you became successful, and what are some of your failures. What are you doing right now to make sure that you are successful come
Yes.
the end of the year, or when you do that 6 month check? What are you doing to make sure that you are in line with what you said? I think that having my family. So I get my girls to bring them in, and I make everybody make New Year's resolutions, and to see, so we not really competing with each other, but just to see where you are, and also to get them set on that quest and to let them know that they have to plan to do things in order to accomplish them. There's a way that you put your life in order to accomplish them, so you can see those things. And they see me crossing off things all the time. When I set things, when I do my vision boards, they see me crossing off things on my list. So not only is it for you to set in place something strategic for you, but then I'm bringing up the little women behind me, so that they can also have some type of plan in place for their lives as well. And even though I have a 7-year-old, she does it too. I mean, you're not too young. You're not too young.
You're never too young, right? And again, New Year's resolutions are really about just getting refocused, right? Because we come to the end of the year and the holidays get upon us, and then we start reflecting on what happened that previous year, right? And so I think of New Year's resolutions, like we started saying, it's just a refocus. I like what you said about vision boards, right? Everybody's making vision boards, but those are important too, because when you visually see something, and when you make your vision board, make sure you put it where you can see it every single day, because that is even a subliminal message to you as a reminder of what it is that you set for yourself. With our group, in our Healthy, Wealthy, Wise movement group that we do on Facebook, we have set vision board parties because it's fun to do it. And then you can also kind of, see what other people's goals are and help to, support them come June and all those times when things get tough. But, vision boards are important because a visual cue every day helps to keep you focused and on track. And again, you can see it. It's in your face, right? And it helps you to reach those goals.
And the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. So according to the American Psychological Association, it recommends starting small and focus on one behavior at a time, instead of creating this big laundry list of habits that we want to stop. And so it talked about 130 million people do these resolutions a year, and they're unsuccessful at it. And it talks about, because we're making these big laundry lists. So
yes. And about a third of people, when they even make it, I think I was reading somewhere, aren't that confident that they're going to be able to accomplish the goal they set for themselves, right? And we make these, like we started, these big lofty goals without a good plan for success. And that does make a lot of sense. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our break. Again, you're listening to Warriors Talk here on Intellectual Radio with Doc Michelle. We're talking about New Year's resolutions. Are they worth it? And we want to know from you. So you can call in at 708-223-8953. Now I got to see if it's working.
Ooh, that's what I like.
Welcome back to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady Rochelle here on Intellectual Radio. The second half of the show has been sponsored by Mary Kay with Gloria Dodson, and she is catering to all of your beauty needs from head to toe. You can contact her at marykay.com/GDOTSON. We are talking to Doc Michelle. We're talking about New Year's resolutions. Are they worth it? And we talked about life happens, and to make sure that you are readjusting in the middle of the year, to if you have to reset your goals. We talked about forgiving yourself when you don't meet the plans that you have set for yourself. Don't get so hard on yourself, but find you an accountability partner that can help you stay in line with what you set for yourself. But it starts with a mindset. You have to change your mind first, and the behavior will follow. So, Doc Michelle, we have talked about a wealth of knowledge when it comes to setting your New Year's resolutions to make sure that you are successful. So, what are some things that you think we missed as far as um, making sure that you're successful? We talked about long-term goals. We talked about short-term goals, measurable, being obtainable, realistic goals.
Yes,
What are we
yes.
missing?
Well, we talked a little bit about forgiving ourselves, and also sometimes they fail because we said right before the break that you don't believe that you can accomplish whatever that goal is, right? If you set a goal, regarding a career change or a career promotion, right? Sometimes we don't believe in our minds that we can accomplish certain things, and the ego gets in the way. So part of that is, continuing to self affirm that you're worth it, you're worthy of whatever that goal is, right? You're worth it to lose weight, to be healthy, to get that promotion, right? To be financially healthy, all those things. And because part of that's what kind of stops people, right? They don't, it might get tough and then they don't really feel like it's going to happen and they fall off. So if we can keep that to the forefront as well, that you're worth it, even if you fall off, that you can get back on track, you can get healthy, you can quit smoking, you can start exercising, you can, be financially healthy, and get the assistance. I can't stress that as much. If you've never known how to save, or how to move from the job that you have always had but dream of doing something different, get with people who are in that space. You know, because someone, and people say all the time that if you're the quote smartest person in your group of friends, you need new friends, right? Um, so that's the thing. Reach out to people who may be in the space where you already want to be, right? That's why when we're trying to lose weight, we go to trainers. They're already the experts in losing weight and exercising, right? So the same thing goes for financial health, moving from one job to another, just being your best self, learning how to do self care, right? All of those things.
So knowing that there is no quick fix when it comes to New Year's resolutions. I agree with the assistance portion of it. If you decide to get a new job, then what are the skills that you need for the new job? Do
Right.
I need to take a new class? Do I need to get some type of certification? So don't just make these New Year's resolutions and be unrealistic about it, thinking that they're just going to happen. You have to, it's the work that you have to put into it in order to be successful. So that's why we're talking about it today, because we want people to be successful when it comes to making New Year's resolutions. We do know that there are a lot of myths that are out there when it comes to New Year's resolutions, but we make them because we want to improve our mental health as well. Boost your mental health when it comes to New Year's resolutions. So one of the myths, Doc, is you know exactly what you want to change when it comes to New Year's resolutions.
Right, right. Some people, they don't, or the perspective is not right, right? Do you if you say you want to lose weight, but really what does that mean, right? Does that mean that you're trying to, be healthy for a medical condition? Or does that mean I want to lose weight because I'm tired and fatigued and I think, that losing weight will help me with that? Or, just kind of getting down to what is it that you really want to accomplish. And those things really help you to be successful with it. Again, from a physician standpoint, I'm always talking about exercise and healthy nutrition, right? And so if I tell a patient that, they need to lose 50 pounds, I'm going to start with how do we even make little changes to what you're doing. And the first part is what are you doing right now, right? So,
You stepping on my number two, but go ahead.
right. So the first part is what are you doing now that you want to change specifically what is, right? Because we talk about smart goals. You talk about smart goals when you talk about jobs or anything, right? They must be specific, measurable, attainable, was it
Realistic.
realistic, and time
Time
bound,
bound.
time bound,
Hmm.
right? So, what is your specific goal that you want? So, if I say you need to lose 50 pounds, now as the expert in the medical field, I'm going to now help you with that. What are you doing now, and what little changes can we make? Sometimes when I talk to a patient, it's simply, okay, let's just work on breakfast because maybe that's all you can focus on right now. Maybe that's the only change because it's really overwhelming to you to think about it. But if we work on what is your breakfast? Do you have oatmeal? Do you have egg whites? Or are you eating bacon and eggs, or sausage every morning with pancakes and syrup, right? And so we get down to the nitty gritty. That's how I help patients. I'm like, let's work on this. And when I see you in a month, tell me how that worked for you. What was the hardest part and what seemed easiest. So, and I say that to say, again, for those out there who have found that they've tried to lose weight and make changes, have not been successful with it. There's a couple of ways to go about it. One is to make small changes and to think about what it is that you do. I've had patients tell me that they drink a liter of pop every day. Well, yes, let's work on that, okay? And sometimes they will tell me I can't give it up completely, but maybe I could do half of it every day and then we'll go to every other day. But you just have to make realistic goals for you, right? If you know that your diet has been horrible and you're not going to be able to go simply just plant based on day one, some people can. Some people can make up in their minds, and that's what they want to do. But make a realistic goal for yourself and get support.
I'm one of those cold turkey people. If I decide to do it, I just stop that day and it starts right there. So I'm blessed, I guess, to have that. But reality says we should focus on the reason why we are trying to change instead of focus on the actual thing that needs to be changed.
Right.
So you got into that. My myth number two, you was stepping all over it. It says big goals are better than little ones.
All right.
And
Yeah.
so the reality is it says baby steps. It's all about baby steps. And you was on myth number three as well. It says it's easy to make one small change. The reality of that is changing anything takes time and commitment.
Hmm.
Number four says starting January 1st, you a whole new person.
Right. Yeah, we just flipped it from the 31st to the 1st, and everything is just brand new. No, we put so much pressure on ourselves for these January resolutions, right? And it's a lifestyle process, right? Don't put that much pressure on yourself. If you wanted to start changing whatever you wanted to change, in December or in March, do it, right? When I talk to people about smoking, yes, we focus on January 1st, but I said pick a day that's important to you. It might be your birthday or whatever day that you want to pick, but don't put pressure that January 1st I'm all new and I'm going to be going to the gym every day, and that's why people get lost. The gym is packed now. This month the gym is going to be packed and then April, May, June it's not so packed anymore. People fall off.
That's true. Because when I go in, you look for your one special machine. Somebody's already on it. It's like, why? Why are you even
Why?
here? What's the machine? Then I find myself waiting.
Right. Everybody is in the gym, motivated and ready to go. But again, that's awesome, but we have to have a plan to stick with it.
My thing is, if you can get enough juice to get in there for the whole month of January, why can't you use that whole? Looks like you burn out like 1 month and you got
Yeah.
11 more months to go.
Right.
You burn
Right.
out in that
Right.
first month.
Yep.
So it's smart to do the baby steps and say, okay, you know what? Since I'm just starting to work out, let me do one day a week because right now this
That
is
might
all I
be
can
all you
do.
can do. That might be all you can do. And that is, you have to meet yourself where you are and not compare yourself to the next person, right? What do you realistically, in your quiet moments, you think about that? What realistically can you do? Challenge yourself. Don't make it that easy, but don't make it, something that you cannot sustain long term, right? And that's the thing about diets. When people ask me about a keto, a lemonade, or whatever
What
diet,
is lemonade?
you
I,
basically drink lemonade with other cayenne and things in it.
is it just the lemon
Lemon,
juice?
lemon, yeah, it's the
Okay,
lemon
okay,
juice.
okay.
But you can't sustain that, right? That's not a lifestyle change that will take you. Now, you may lose weight in the short term, but it's not something that you can sustain. And then you can tend to gain it all back, plus some after that. So it is really about making realistic changes, understanding that this is a lifestyle. That is this something that you can do the rest of your life? Ask yourself that. Is that something that you'll be able to sustain for the rest of your life, and you see that and you think about it, and it makes you happy to do that, right?
So can I drink lemon lemon juice and cayenne pepper for the rest of my life trying to lose weight? If you are just tuning in, this is Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle here on Intellectual Radio. We're speaking with Doc Michelle and we're talking about New Year's resolutions. Are they worth it? And we're talking about making them realistically enough for you to maintain them throughout your lifestyle and not just doing these quick fixes to where in a month we're not going to be going to the gym, we're not going to be eating healthy anymore because we done burnt ourselves out in one little month trying to do our New Year's resolutions. So we stopped at what, number four? So number four, number four says, um, to the reality to what I said, starting your New Year's resolutions, you're a whole new person. It says you're the exact same person you was the previous year. So nothing has changed from December 31st to January 1st. Myth number five says you don't have to write down your New Year's resolutions. Just thinking about them counts.
Oh, no, no, no. You have to write it down, look at it every day. And that's why, again, vision boards help, right? To see it, to write down every night, right? What did you accomplish today? And what's the plan for tomorrow? I tell people all the time, no one who has been successful at making that change to exercising regularly and lifestyle, no one can do that without writing it down and making a plan, right? Seeing where you're going to go. It's like your GPS. It's like, do you get in the car and not have an idea and say, I want to get to, I don't know, O'Hare, and not have any idea how you're going to get there and just start going? No, you have to have a plan. You have to have direction. You seek a resource, be it, the map or whatever, to guide you, to give you the way to get there, without getting lost along the way. So I think of, writing it down in that way. It is your blueprint. It is your map to get from point A to point B. And if you have never done it before, right? If I said, I'm going to drive from my home to O'Hare and I'm going to remember all the directions, and this is the first time I've done it, but I'm going to remember how to get there. It's not going to happen. I'm going to get turned around. I could probably get from my home to the expressway, right? Because I've done that, right? Like that first 30 days, I've done that. I'm good. I think I got this. And then you're like, where am I going again? How am I supposed to get there? And so that's why writing it down is like your direction, your GPS, your blueprint. Absolutely.
And we know they say it takes 21 days to make a habit. So challenge yourself. Like you said, challenge yourself to see if this is something that you even can keep up. Because maybe you have set your sights so high that you're really just setting yourself up to fail. So that's why I'm saying if it's one day a week for you to start off exercising, do the one day a week. And then once you get to the one past the one day a week and you feel like, oh, I could do more than this, then start off with 2 days a week.
Right.
But don't overload yourself when okay, I'm working, I'm going to school, I have kids, you got a second job, you have a little bit of time for yourself. But I agree in taking that time. Sometimes I go exercise right after work. I don't even go home. I
Right.
just go right after work because I know I'm not going to get that time once I get home.
That's a good point, because part of the issue is distractions, right? Distractions get in the way. And again, we forget what we're going to do, or there's so many other things that we're supposed to get done. And that's why a schedule and a plan is, I can't stress enough how important that is, right? Because I know for me, every Sunday, I'm thinking about all week. I'm thinking about, all right, I know this day is really busy and that day is really busy. I know I can't exercise that day, but these days, that's it. Everybody knows in my house, I'm going to exercise these days. Don't look for me. I'll be back. And that's okay, right? Because we can feel guilty about taking time for ourselves. And as women, we do that easily, right? We put guilt upon ourselves when we're trying to take care of ourselves, right? I started a yoga class recently on Sunday afternoons, and I said, I'm just going to be gone for an hour. It's after church. Everybody's been fed. Okay, from 2 to 3, I'm going for my hour of self care, of relaxation. And we need to do that. If that's what you have set for your goal, that's one of the things I'm incorporating into my resolutions in 2020 is self care, is taking time for me, is going and doing something that I want to do without the guilt of taking that time for yourselves. And so eliminate the distractions. Let people know, that's one of the things, let people know that this is what I'm going to be doing. And it's important for me to do it. And your loved ones around you should support that.
You know what? I don't even, when I'm going to work out, if somebody calls me during the time that I'm going to work out, I don't even answer the phone
Good
because
for
I feel
you.
like I'm going to get distracted on my way there. So I try not to, I was like, nope, I'm not even answering the phone. And my kids already know, oh, mommy's going to work out. Okay, I'll be
That's
back.
right.
And you have to work out for your body type, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. I do 30 minutes because all I need is 30 minutes to accomplish what I want to do. I do 10 minutes of cardio, and the other one is the weights, and I'm strengthening because I'm not trying to lose weight, but I'm trying to maintain and tone.
Hmm.
So do what's best for you. You may look at
Hmm.
somebody else, they could be in the gym for an hour, and
Right.
you're trying to compete with them, and you get bored because you're not doing what works for you and
That's
your
right.
body.
That's right. Yeah. 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 Do what's best for you and then eliminate those distractions and get it done.
Okay, so here's another myth. It says bad habits can be overcome by willpower.
Mm, not so much. There is, we you have to get it in your mind, right? I always go back to smoking, right? But even with smokers, there is there's a reason there's medications to help people quit smoking. Um, because sometimes you just can't do it with just willpower. Even lifestyle changes. And again, I go back to asking for help, right? Going to the experts to help you. Same thing with smoking. We give people tools, different tools they can use when they're quitting smoking, right? There's apps where they can, if they're not going cold turkey, they can plan. I'm gonna have 4 cigarettes today, and this is when I can have it. 12 to whatever that is. But there's tools that are available to keep on track because willpower is not enough, right? You need structure, you need accountability, you need an expert to kind of help you along the way and give you the tools for people. Even for me, when I'm thinking about cooking. I think about, okay, we tell people eat plant based and cook healthy. Well, you if you've never done that and that's not how you grew up, right? Because you did not grow up in a household where you ate, great plant-based meals, then you need an app for that. You need a dietitian. You need someone to show you again the road structure, the map to get to, oh yes, I want to eat plant-based. What does that mean?
What does that mean? And to you have to do, I would say, a starter kit for when you're starting any type of diet, because people, the main reason why they quit is because it's too expensive. It's too expensive to eat healthy. It's too expensive to get sick and have to pay for chemo
Right.
and all these different types of
Right.
medicine. So your
Right.
best weapon is to exercise and eat right. Then
It
use it.
is. It
Use
is.
what you can control. Those are things that you can control. So it said that the bad habits are has nothing to do with willpower, but good habits, forming good habits. So you were
Only
right
good
on the
habits.
money. I
Only
was
good
trying to see
habits.
some of these comments because I see people
Oh,
left comments,
let's
but
see.
yeah, I can't get to it over here. So I'm sorry, people, but you can call in and
Okay.
give us your comment at
Yes.
708-223-8255. 8953. And you can talk to Doc Michelle. She's giving us some information here on Intellectual Radio. We're talking about New Year's resolutions and are they worth it? So we have covered so much. So I hope that y'all had y'all pens and y'all pads out and y'all was writing the information down. We talked about how life happens and how even though you set your resolutions, things happen, so you just readjust and you get back out there and you set those goals for yourself. You get a partner, somebody that's going to hold you accountable to say you're doing good, or say, girl, what you doing, you shouldn't be eating that. We need some serious people in our lives that want to see us healthy and want to see us happy. And it's all about a mind change. You change your mind, your body is going to follow. Sometimes you have to motivate yourself. Don't wait on anybody else to motivate you. I like what Doc Michelle said when she talked about having a structure, some type of structure environment in place to help you exercise. You need that to keep. You know that you're gonna cheat. Then get a structured place in order. Get a trainer to help you to stay in line. She talked about the long-term effect and the short-term goals. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it that you're trying to accomplish right now? Long-term effects of me eating healthy and exercising is that I don't want to get any diseases. I want to live a long, healthy, active life. Right now, I want to have more energy to do things with my kids. So we talked about the SMART goals. And what are they again, Dr. Michelle?
Those are specific, measurable, attainable. I always forget the R. Realistic. You got to make it realistic, and then a time on it, right? So that you say again, and by time we mean, okay, what am I going to accomplish this week? Right? Yes, because we have these long-term goals of I'm going to lose 30 pounds this year, and I'm going to be exercising. I'm going to have a beach body, but time bound, right? What am I doing today? What am I doing this week to accomplish that goal? If it's about a new career, what am I going to do today? Am I going to research what is needed for that new career? Will I reach out to someone to help me along that way? If it's financial, right? What am I doing this week? Yes, I want to save, I don't know, I want to save $12,000 this year. What am I doing this week? Put a time on it, right? What am I going to do next week? So that you have short goals that you can actually measure and see, and they're specific to what you're trying to.
Well, we have given you some powerful information here. I was going to ask for some words of wisdom, but those were actually words of wisdom that you're leaving individuals with. And so, if you want to get more information on Doc Michelle, you can follow her. So, tell them how to follow you.
Yep, I am on Facebook at Doc Michelle. I am have my own website at www.michellemeeksmd.com. That's Michelle with 2 L's. And then any comments that are listed, I will look through those and respond to those as well. And I will let you know there as well how to reach me. But I have 2 Facebook pages, Doc Michelle, and also Healthy Life Solutions, where we offer great solutions for your healthcare needs.
And I want to leave you with some words of wisdom from Dr. Martin Luther King, because we know we're celebrating his birthday on today. So he said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving. And that's the information that Doc Michelle was giving us on today. So join me next Monday at 6 p.m. right here on Intellectual Radio. And you can stay tuned for Talking with Tone at 7. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady Rochelle.
Thank you for listening,
where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on IntellectualRadio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.